We have many clients, like kind of even freelancers or like whatever, go ahead and reach out to us and say, is Webflow a good tool for SEO? We're using WordPress and we have Yoast SEO and we have like all of these plugins that we need to use in order to become kind of SEO compliant and to scale our SEO sprints, our SEO campaigns, and many other SEO ideas. And is Webflow going to be able to kind of accommodate for all of those features when we do migrate? I mean, the short answer is yes. So like if that's the only thing you're looking for, like you can close out the video. But in this video, I'm going to go over 10 things, kind of areas on why I think Webflow is an amazing SEO tool you should use for your next project. So the first thing I want to go over, and I'm going to be jumping straight to my laptop to show you, is like what can you do on the project settings level. So like we're going to be going over like quickly on the robots.txt file, on the sitemap itself, and then on the global canonical tags, and why I think they're pretty important. So you're not going to need to actually go ahead and upload any of the robot.txt files and like stuff like that. You just go to your project, to SEO. You can just scroll down a little bit and you're going to be able to add user agent, this, and allow, and this is going to allow your whole website to be crawled. So ideally, you want your sitemap to look something like this. I know sometimes I've seen people actually add sitemap like this, and then you're going to have double sitemaps on Webflow. So that's the thing we don't want. We want to write something inside of here because I've noticed that if we don't write anything, Webflow is not going to create a sitemap on its own. So like from our experience, adding user agent allow is going to be the best thing for SEO you can do. Then for the sitemap itself, you can go ahead and check out like that Webflow creates a great sitemap for you out of the box. Sometimes for some clients, we actually need to go and create a custom sitemap and then update it on a weekly basis. If we're doing like reverse proxy, if we're kind of connecting 10 different projects into a single project, and like that can become like a job on its own. But if you're working on like a simple website, like or a medium or a big size website that is not like enterprise grade, like just out of the box, automatically generating sitemap is gonna do it. And just make sure that when you're creating CMS posts that you're not gonna be using in the future, add a no-index tag to those posts and just don't add anything on the template, and Webflow is not gonna be adding those posts to the sitemap itself. The final thing that I wanted to go over is the global canonical tag. Again, if you're doing like those kind of like bigger projects where you're doing reverse proxy and the URL you have on Webflow is not the final URL that Webflow should crawl, having a global canonical URL is gonna be great. And then also people are gonna be messing up how they type in your website. They're gonna be like, you're gonna have the www version as the default one, and they're gonna be typing in like different canonical versions in the URL itself. And it's always gonna be great that you paste in the base tag and that you avoid any of the duplicate content. If you had maybe a blog that's your website and then you migrate it to your website, that Google knows, okay, this is where the core content of this website is, and like you don't need to take a look at anything else after that. The next thing I want to go over are the heading tags and the flexibility Webflow gives us for those. So you have like in the ideal scenario, you're gonna be having the like heading 1. So like heading 1 is gonna be the H1 here. Then you're gonna be able to have the H2 as here, and like H3, and just basically have the ideal way to set up your project and to set up your heading structure like as a real tree, and tell to Google how Google should be scanning your website. The next thing that is also pretty important is the code quality, because if the Webflow website is developed properly, you're gonna be having the section tags like for the heading, for the navigation, for the footer, and like the whole schema, like the whole website is gonna be that much easier for Google to read and much better than anything like on WordPress or any of the other platforms that are available there. So Webflow is going to be able to take in the content that much more easier, and you're probably even going to be seeing a little bit of a spike on SEO when you do transfer the website to Webflow. The next thing I want to go over is the speed itself. Even though like it might not directly impact your SEO, even though Google is looking at the web vitals and it's important that you pass the web vitals on mobile and on desktop, we're not so like deep into like all of the metrics in terms of like, is it 97 or is it 90 plus? Like the only thing that we care about is, does Google pass web vitals? And if your website passed the web vitals tests, like you're gonna have a great setup for SEO. And then even if you're doing SEO campaigns or many other things, the great thing is gonna be that when people visit your blog, they're gonna be able to see it like this. So like you're not gonna wait for anything to load time before they consume your content, and that's have a greater impact on your business itself, on the conversions and many other. The next thing is gonna be schema. And just because Webflow is allowing us to add custom codes to the project settings, like on Canvas and like anywhere else we need to, like we can go pretty advanced with schema. I went ahead and showcased here an example from one of our websites that we've done, where you can see, okay, we've added an article tag, then we've added a person tag, then we've added an FAQ like FAQs to the article itself. And like the more time you have to dedicate to your SEO and the schema data, the better you're gonna be ranking on Google. You're gonna be showcasing in the snippets, like the rating, the publish date, and like many other things you can add to your blog. And like I can even show you from our website, like you have the publish date when it has been published. Like we can tag that, and then like if you search on Google for Webflow pricing, you can see that here our blog ranks, and then we're also having like the publish date linked directly from Google, and like Google knows, okay, this is when the blog has been published or updated on, etc., etc. You're able to add jump links and like many of the things that are important for SEO, and customize all of that according to your needs. Then I want to go back to the designer itself and showcase you some of the other features that are pretty important. Like you're going to be able to go to settings to add the title tag natively in Webflow. Like in some of the other tools, you have to add plugins. And like for many of the things that I was currently mentioning, like in WordPress, you might be needing like 3-4 different plugins, versus here, everything is native in Webflow. You just don't have the smiley telling you, okay, this is good or this is not. And then you have the meta description, which you can add. You can add the SEO meta description in the title tag. You can programmatically create things for your for SEO, like on the pages themselves, etc., etc. So I would love to hear, like, do you have any of the kind of favorite SEO things you're doing for Webflow, and kind of what SEO campaigns are you doing actually with Webflow? Because there are many fun things you can create, even landing pages to rank for specific categories, for specific locations, and many other things. And I would love to hear down in the comment section below what has been your favorite SEO campaign and all of the impact it can have by programmatically creating pages with CMS in Webflow.